The pride of India, the pride of Tamil Nadu, the CEO of Doha Bank, a proud son, a great father, an extremely special human being who's a standing testimony of honesty, integrity and magnanimity. A man who gives a lot of hope for youngsters who dare to dream. We need to understand what gives hope to the man of hope. So here we have the man of hope with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
You're a hero for most of the aspiring Indians, a lot of aspiring Tamilians, for the ones who dare to dream, for the ones who don't believe in shackles of triviality, for the ones who don't believe in obstacles, for the ones who don't believe in reality of life. They all believe that the realities of life can be made as much as you've made out of your life. So you're a hero to millions of youngsters out here. What do you think actually makes a hero?
Thank you. Thank you. With all humility, I submit what is required is respect to your parents. Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. That's the treasure. If you understand the dynamics of these words, the rest are all incidental. Setting goals is important. You set your goals and drive towards the destinations. Keep moving, lift your ambitions as and when you attain the goals. So it's important that you have self-realization to respect your own value system, number one. Number two, setting goals is important. Number three, determination, drive towards your destination. Keep moving, and there's no substitute for hard work. The next principle-centered value is hard work. You have to necessarily recognize if you have the strength of hard work, integrity, honesty, the rest are all incidental. So very important is to have hard work and recognizing the fact that everything is as team leadership. Whether you run a house or corporate management, it's all about team. Young or old, rich or poor, you have combination of all these factors, and respect everything as a team play. The rest are all committed. So commitment to society is ultimate. Whether you're an individual or institution, you have to believe that you are integral part of this social makeup, and you have to be useful as citizen, as global citizen, as your country's specific citizenship and your corporate citizenship. The rest are all incidental. If you have a principle-centered value of all these dimensions, success is guaranteed. And success is nothing but recognition of the fact that you are incrementally adding value to you, society, and your family, and those who are depending on you. I don't believe in birth and death either. It is nothing but reincarnation. So if you believe in that, then where is the question of negativity comes in? If I'm going to die today, in another 2 seconds, it's not a surprise for me, because you don't need to worry about anything. If you understand everything is a value creation and it has got only positive generation, then every day is interesting, everything is interesting, everything is infectious and passionate. So you can create only better values. Genuinely believe that everything is all about creation of positive thoughts, and you can convert negatives into positives if you understand these dynamics. So everything is an opportunity.
What is the single most important difference you find between those organizations which are able to build a sustainable high performance versus those that don't?
Life is all about sustainability. See, it's all about recognizing nothing is mercurial. There's an Oriental saying, if you aim short term, you cultivate flowers. If you aim at medium term, you cultivate trees. If you aim at eternity, you build humanity. So everything is long-sighted. You as a person, you don't want to be mercurial, you don't want to be flashy, you want to sustain what you do. Corporate management is not different. A good person can create good society. A group of good society can create good nation. A group of good nations alone can create United Nations. So principle-centered value is sustainability. That's why the Millennium Development Agenda in the world today is being rephrased as sustainable development. What you need is steady, sustainable growth everywhere. You as an individual, we as a team, in a society or even nations. So you have to eradicate extreme poverty. You have to bring in food security to everyone. You have to bring in gender equality. You have to bring in universal health care. You have to make sure everyone gets education. You have to reduce the income inequality. You have to bring in environment sustainability again. Global warming and climate change, rising sea level, increasing temperature, animal extinctions. These are not ordinary issues. We have to make sure we live in a better world and ensuring that our future generation is going to be well off than us. It means you have to not only create better world, you have to create better citizenships. So most important thing is to create ethical and moral governance within the society, within yourself to start with. The highest level of responsibility is being ethical and moral. The price of greatness is responsibility, again, with 100% compliance to yourself, ensuring that you create better world and better citizenship. Then only sustainability will come. Corporate management is to set in the right kind of goals and ensuring you have strategies which are reflecting this long-term vision and making sure actionable plans comes in. And time and again, recognizing these gaps between your goal and actuals and ensuring that you map those gaps and ensure sustainability. So failures are very common. Success is nothing but 90% failure, as the saying goes. So what is more important is the right kind of thought leadership, ensuring that your thought becomes action, action becomes your character, character becomes destiny. And that applies to individual as well as institutions. So sustainability is the profound word in everything, inclusive of your personal conduct and professional conduct. Everything I'll submit to their upbringing. The value streaming is all about recognizing that you are only a router. Your flesh, your bone, your face, your look, your exterior or interior is a subset of your parents. If you believe in it, the ego is zero. So I can give any instances. I'm not alone. When I see my face in front of the mirror, I see my father and mother. That's it. If you trust your parents and trust them as God, the rest will fall in place. So every incident, having come from a middle class family, I have set in a clear vision that I have to add value to my family, add value to my society, and rest are all construction over the period of time. Now, I can showcase an incident when my father couldn't afford a very high class education in a school which was 10 kilometers away from my hometown. So they were spending 30% of my father's package. He was a teacher. He was running a Sanskrit school, and he couldn't afford such good education. So, but he was determined to send me to the best school because I insisted. They obliged. And I have seen the sufferings of my parents. So I went to them and said, next year I'll go to the hostel, but I'm going to see the headmaster. I went and approached my headmaster and I said to him, saying that I would like to have an admission in the free hostel. The only condition my headmaster put was that if you come first in all the exams like you do this year, that was 8th standard when I was doing, then 9th, 10th, 11th I'll give you a free hostel, free education, free books, free lodging and boarding. I said, yes, I will do that. It so happened, it's last day, the final exams, mathematics. Generally I used to go from 10 kilometers from my village. I couldn't get the bus on the day. The bus was not functioning. There was a breakdown. I didn't realize till 9:30, only half an hour was left out. The only option for me is to go back to my home and drive through the cycle. So I was pedaling for 2 kilometers. The cycle got punctured. So I had to put next to the pond and near the tea stall 2 kilometers away from my home. And I was running 8 kilometers, right, my last exam, mathematics exams. For 10 o'clock exams, I reached at 10:25. I was full of sweat. I was not having a watch. I was not sure whether I have reached on time. I went and cried to my invigilator saying that, allow me to write the exams. He said, you are on time. You come in, write the exams. So he gave me the paper at 10:30. 11:30, I answered all the questions. That was a drive and determination. That's a vigor. 11:30, when I submitted the answer, he looked at it, all the questions, 3 hours paper, I was doing it in 1 hour's time. That shows the determination. And then I got into hostel, rest of all history. The same hostel where I was a free student, I was managed to put up a new building for them when I can afford to do that. That was one showcase. There are many examples where I can showcase that if you trust your parents, if you trust your teachers again, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat, Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Teaching is a noble profession, and if you respect your teachers again, you have already, recognized the respect you got. The rest are all incidental. God is not something external, it's internal. The construction of self-realization is integral part of your functional makeup. Then if you start answering to yourself, you don't need to answer to anyone else. The reflection of your behavior, performance will be revealing.
So if you look at most of the issues across the world, if you go back to basics, you will understand, or all of us have understood, that the lack of humanity is a basic reason for all the crimes in the world, for lack of ethics in the world, for lack of progress. So all that the world needs is adding more humanity to people. Your take on this, sir?
Let's take Mahatma Gandhi's words. Wealth without work, pleasure without consciousness, religion without sacrifice, politics without principles, commerce without morality, science without humanity has got no meaning. Everything is principle centered. Everything is ethical and moral governance. If you don't have ethical and moral governance in a frame of your corporate governance or even personal governance, personal administration, the purpose of existence is lost. Purposeless life has got no meaning. So it's all about creating ethics and moral governance. Otherwise it becomes a barbaric society. What we need to articulate time and again is to characterize by right kind of principle-centered values. Then these value streaming will incrementally add value to one and all.
Though you belong to this world of finance and money, you have considered the price of perfection prohibitive and allowed mistakes to happen. You have promoted a lot of learning and you've given a lot of support. Under what circumstances would you make an exception to this policy?
Life itself is learning. Lifelong learning is integral part of your makeup. So you keep learning. There's nothing as perfect learning in my diction. And every day is interesting, every day is exciting as long as you have that curiosity and your willingness to learn. And nobody is complete. You can never exhaust any function or dimension of education where you say you can complete. So if you have continuing education as your principle-centered values, then you create knowledge society. If you create a knowledge society, rest are all incidental. Corporate management is all about recognizing this. It's a school still. I'm going to keep learning, and that's what the drive is all about. That's what the ignition is all about. If you think that you are completed, you have done it, and that's the end of it, and everything what you do subsequent will be impaired, and you don't have energy and enthusiasm to ignite on a daily basis. So for me, there's no perfection. The drive to continuous education, lifelong learning is paramount for anyone's ability to articulate solutions, and it's eternal. So that's what I believe in. I'm going to keep learning till my last breath in this planet.
Doha Bank has come with a lot of CSR initiatives and it has come with strong campaigns, and I see a lot of emphasis on a greener world and education. So what was the rationale behind this, sir?
We have to build a sustainable world, as you rightly said. How do you build sustainable world unless you have sustainable economy? As I said, sustainable economies are coming together and create sustainable global growth. So we as an institution, corporate social responsibility is integral part of your functional makeup. Commercial objectives cannot be compromised, because you have got all the stakeholders. You have shareholders, you have customers, you have staff, you have regulators, you have society at large. So you have to necessarily understand corporate social responsibility is integral part of your corporate objectives. This is not charity, mind you. If you create fair means in everything, for example, you have to have material possession to sustain your basic economics. But how you earn is equally important. That's why wealth without work has got no meaning. Commerce without morality has got no meaning. So it is important that you create a social responsibility as integral part of your functional objectives. So in banking, whether you lend or invest, you can create, sustainability. Now, green, I took it as a prime mission 20 years before, when I realized we need to create environment sustainability as a major, phenomena. The global warming and climate change is a serious issue. It endangers the solvency of the future generations. So without compromising the present, if we can do in a society where there is a maximum per capita emission, and that was a mission I had when I went to Gulf. Gulf is a place where there is maximum per capita emission. 45% of the world oil, 20-25% of the world gas comes from. So even if you take Qatar, we produce natural gas, second largest exporter of natural gas. So it means per capita emission is high. But in the same society, you go and create a green mission. It is very profound. And that is what precisely, as a financial institutions, whether we lend or invest, I told my board that, and the shareholders and the regulators, that a portion of the risk-weighted capital should be allocated for lending or investments for sustainable projects, whether it is water management, waste management, whether it is, again, water cooling or water conservations, or renewables, solar or wind or biomass or biofuels. If we can invest, it can be a good commercial return. Why not? Why should I invest only on oil and gas? Why not I invest in those projects which are going to be commercially lucrative, at the same time purposeful? So this is what exactly one of my well-profound theory, which I substantiated as doctorate in green banking to Sri University here. Sustainability is a vital force within that. What portion of your capital you should allocate for lending or investments, and the culmination is the research which was showcasing that if you have operate in a society which has got per capita emission maximum or minimum, based on which your banking system should allocate the same percentage as a compliant architecture towards lending or investments, and it is a green model. Now, Kyoto Protocol says strength, and that needs to be complied. Now COP21 has created so much sensible value proposition in Paris in 2015. It is now being practiced across the globe. Investing in renewables, investing in solar or wind is a bigger opportunity to reduce carbon emissions. So idea is to create carbon neutral society and ensure we are adding values for recycling or reducing the carbons in every form.
Please explain us about Swagat, which is your main offering.
Swagat is an integrated banking services. See, why do you need banking services as non-resident Indians? You are not in your home country. You are a non-resident Indian or persons of Indian origin. You can be in Silicon Valley or you can be in the Gulf. But your relatives are here. You have your own investments here. You have your own properties here. You have your own bank accounts here. How to manage the affairs? So whether it is banking or insurance, stocks or mutual funds or estate management, these are all integrated services in addition to remittances of money. So we are bundling them and calling them as Swagat, and we are having a customer relationship manager who can not only remit money, reaches your parents and home delivery in terms of remittances, plus your properties are estimated, your wealth is estimated, and we are doing proper estate planning. As a principle of succession, how legally to structure and what sort of estate planning you have to do even after your existence in this planet, that's also being planned. So it is a long-term plan for you and your generations, and that's what precisely we managed to articulate as solutions through Swagat.
What gives hope to this man of hope?
Integrating your heart and mind is eternal. Just simply love everyone, like everything. answering yourself, excelling your own standards is what gives you hope. Enjoy in God's creation. You have to love everyone, everything. And that's the reason for my hope. Unceasing positive attitude to be passionate in whatever you do is my hope.
Dr. Raghavan Seetharaman, the CEO of Doha Bank, the inspiration behind many youngsters of India, a source of hope and a strong believer in ethics. And these are various facets to your personality, and these are all blessings which your parents' goodwill, a lot of hope has surrounded around you. I'm sure it wasn't easy reaching where you are now. What kind of efforts did that entail, and what is that you would like to advise to the young entrepreneurs and young managers who would like to follow your footsteps, sir?
Very interesting. See, entrepreneurship is all about recognizing the opportunity and seizing it. Everything in action is an opportunity. It's all contingent on your attitude. Business is nothing but attitude. You can alter your attitude and become successful. It means a strong will to look at a positive side of everyone, every human being you interact. Every crisis which you interface, there is a positive glimpse. It depends on what you want to observe. So if you recognize everything is an opportunity, everything, I mean everything in God's creations is an opportunity. Sometimes it could be a missed opportunity, but all times it's an opportunity in real order. And that's what you should believe in. Your positive, unceasing optimism is the driving force for you to become energetic and enthusiastic. A life without energy or enthusiasm has got no meaning. Once you realize it's a shorter space in this planet, we are going to add value to this mission, then you know everything is time bound. Everything has to be characterized with actionable plans. Everything is a culmination of interconnectivity, interdependency. Once you understand, then rest are all incidental. What is holding us back? Look at it objectively and unlock it, and ensure that compassion comes to every form of life, corporate management or personal life. Socially you are committed as well. Ensure you bring in a team leadership to your profound value streaming. No individual is important. We are important as a team. We are collectively accountable and responsible. Success, give it all to society or your team. Failure, you take the ownership. That's a leadership trait. You have to understand. Once you are genuine in your vision and values, conversion of everything into a positive stream is very much practical. Recognizing these opportunities is day-to-day incidental for you, and that's what I believe in. Recognizing that consciousness to pick and choose your self-excelling time and again is ultimate. You don't need to compete with anyone. You are competing within yourself to keep excelling. The moral and ethical standard which you impose within you is the cohesive internal integration for you to become peaceful, for you create a generation which is peaceful. And everything is all about long-term vision, and generating that long-term vision time and again will take you to places in corporate management as well as personal life. If you understand this, you can create better society. You can create equitable society. Your job is to complete the task of reducing the inequality and ensuring everyone gets the value for which they are created. The rest are all incidental. Success or failure is only incidental, but you will keep moving. You will keep recognizing the opportunities with positive values.